Jagan, first of all, I wish to thank you for accepting the invite and sparing the Friday evening to talk to me and talk to all the people. So thank you very much, Jagan.
Thank you.
I have, yeah, I have been following you for a very long time since I've been on Twitter and really amazed by the journey of yours as a trader, and what you have achieved. Really commendable. So I always wanted to talk to you and learn from you as well as let others also listen your experiences. So I think this is a great opportunity for all of us to talk to you. So thank you again, Jagan.
Sure. Yeah.
So, what we will do, Jagan, is that for the first 35 minutes, we will sort of keep it one-on-one between us.
Right.
And then, maybe after that, we'll open it up for the audience. And in case they have any questions, they can ask you. So, by the way, guys, I was just talking to Jagan and I realized that this is his first space as a speaker. He has participated, I think, in quite a few, but I think as a speaker, that's right, Jagan?
Yeah, right.
Great,
Right.
fantastic. So, uh, great to have you. So, Jagan, maybe I'll start off. My first question, to you is, and as I said, we'll keep it very fun and interactive. The idea is not at all to discuss any heavy stuff or strategies or options or whatever. The idea is the idea is more to know you as a person, and basically to understand your trading journey, and then of course to listen to what you do, what are the things that you keep in mind, and what are the things that we can sort of learn from you. So with that, my first question to you, Jagan, is that how did you get introduced to the stock market, and before that, what is your background? Where were you born and brought up in, and your family background, and how what was your overall sort of your family and context? How did you get attracted to the stock market basis that? Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm from South Tamil Nadu. Many people may not know if you're from North India. It's near to Madurai. It is 100 kilometers away from Madurai. So there is a place called Rachapalayam. From there, actually, it is 10 kilometers away. There is a village. That's where I am born and brought up. So till my 23 years time, so I was in the district itself. Okay, so I did not come out to Chennai at all. Coming to Chennai was my dream. So that is how I started. I'm coming from a very humble background. So I am the first graduate in my family. So my father is a mason and my mom is a housewife. And my childhood dream was actually to complete my 10th standard. To be very honest, I did not think that actually I will go to 11th standard, 12th standard. I will do my colleges and everything. I never thought. But somehow actually, right. So I went to BSc Mathematics. From BSc Mathematics, I completed my MCA, so Master of Computer Applications. So in school studies, right? So I was not doing really well. So most of the time I will fail in English and science. Okay, only
Hmm.
in annual exam I used to pass.
Hmm.
The only paper used to pass is a mathematics. So the only subject I like is a mathematics. All other subject I used to, just to pass. Okay, the 35 to 45 marks I used to score,
Yeah.
and once I complete 12th standard, right? So it may be a luck, or it may be a coincidence, or it may be an accident. Okay, so I chose BSc Mathematics. So that's where I started shining. So you need to build your strength. So if I were in and BSc Physics or BSc Chemistry or Tamil or English, BA Tamil or English, I would have not shined really well. So my strength was mathematics, because from
Hmm.
the day one, I don't need to read any books, or I don't need to mark up anything. I was doing really well with the mathematics. So when I came to BSc Mathematics, I had super duper confidence, self confidence. Okay,
Hmm.
so simply I'm able to score really well. So with the confidence, I went to MCA, Master of Computer Application, where the programming is similar to mathematics again. So
Hmm.
again, I'm able to shine. So the main reason why I was really doing in the college studies, because of this mathematics, I was building I was riding in my strength. That is the only reason.
Hmm.
So, in fact, coming to Chennai was my dream. As I said, once I come to Chennai for searching job, and
Hmm.
none of the MNC companies did not give any job to me, did not even select my resume,
Hmm.
shortlist my resume. The reason was very simple, because in 12th standard I scored only 64%.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, in order to get qualified, okay, in order to
Hmm.
get shortlisted in MNC company, you need to get aggregate mark of minimum 65 to 70 marks in 10th, 12th, UG and PG. So which
Okay.
I did not have, and I am forced to go to a small company where I was paid only 2,500 rupees per month. So
Hmm.
that's where
Hmm.
I started as a software engineer, okay, small
Hmm.
software developer, wherein only 9 people are working. So I used to work from morning 9 to evening 12 o'clock.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that's where I started my journey as a software developer. So I did not start in an MNC. But since my programming background is very strong, so I was able to get an MNC job in 8 months of time.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's how my career started as a software developer. And
Hmm.
from then on, actually, I went to US, I went to on-site, and my salary was good. I was in top 20 percent income bracket wherever I worked. That was well and good. I was extremely happy, because once upon a time when I was a childhood, when I was a child, right? So I thought that I'm going to be a mason, like my father.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I never
Hmm.
thought that actually I will become a software developer. I will get settled in Chennai. I never had such a dream at all.
Hmm.
Okay. So
Hmm.
it was, I don't know, actually, it was a big luck for me. That's what
Hmm.
I thought. In fact, whenever I reach my native place, right, whenever I go to native place, I used to feel proud of myself. Jagan,
Hmm.
once upon a time, you are working for 13 rupees per day in summer holidays, in
Hmm.
school
Hmm.
summer holidays. Right now,
Hmm.
you are getting 15,000, 20,000 per month.
Hmm.
I'm saying about in 2004, your growth
Hmm.
is really vertical. So that's the
Hmm.
thought process I had.
Hmm.
Then I got good hike, promotions, shifted company. My salary went more than 1 lakh. Was extremely happy. I closed my home loan. I closed my car loan. I was almost debt free. So extremely happy. But one day actually there was no power. Okay, so I don't have inverter that time. So inverter was not that famous during that time.
Hmm.
So I started. I'm forced to read the book. Okay, so that's how I started reading the Rich Dad Poor Dad book. And when
Hmm.
I read the book, right, so I had so much ego before that. Okay, so the
Hmm.
book clearly said, if you are looking for extra hike or
Hmm.
promotions, okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
your life will not get improved.
Hmm.
Okay, but you may get a better salary. Okay, and if
Hmm.
you want to make a big money, very big
Hmm.
money, if you want to make a fortune, okay,
Hmm.
and by working it is not possible. It's
Hmm.
possible either through business, or it is possible either through investment.
Hmm.
And it does
Hmm.
not matter whether you are working for a software company, it does not matter whether you are working in roadside. Both are same. The only thing is a blue collar job or it is a white collar job. The salary is the only difference, but you are not going to create a fortune. Maybe
Hmm.
you can be from poor, I mean from uh, uh, class to the middle class you can improve, but from middle class to upper middle class, or upper middle class to the rich people, uh, actually it is not possible by doing a working. So
Hmm.
that triggered my ego. Okay, so he said actually don't go by the skills, so don't go by the talent, you need to always go by the business or investment. Then I
Hmm.
thought, yes, true. Actually, there are many people working really hard, and they are not making fortune. They are not going in BMW. They are not going. I mean, it is not a passive income at all. They are not making big income. They are not
Hmm.
living in the palace. It is not
Hmm.
possible by doing a work. So
Hmm.
all the time I was working and reading the books, technical. I mean, I mean to say the software techie book I read, I develop, I code, I really code really well. I do all the steps, but still
Hmm.
I could make only some extra money, but I cannot make the fortune. So
Hmm.
then I thought, okay, so whatever we do is only for survival. It is not for creating a fortune.
Hmm.
Then I started reading the book. So what should I do? So instead
Hmm.
of working for someone, we should work for ourselves. That is the thought process we need to have. And to be
Hmm.
very honest,
Hmm.
when I heard this one, I did not believe, because I never thought I will do the business first, and I never had any business friends or any families. So this is something very new. Then I started reading the book called The Richest Man in Babylon. Okay, The Richest Man in Babylon clearly said that actually earning is one step. Second thing is how you are managing your money. That is the second step, because there are million of people who are earning more, and at the age of 60 actually they don't have any money, so they don't know how to do the money management. Not only with the trading, in real time also they don't know how to do the money management. If you look at any Bollywood or Kollywood or Tollywood actors or actors, they are making crores and crores of money, but after 10 years or 15 years they are going to the roads. Yes. Because they don't have proper money management plan. Right. People are earning money, but they don't have proper money management plan. Then I started realizing, okay, so earning is number one, and managing money is the second thing, and we should do the right business. So that's God actually. We need to do we need to do the business. So I tried the conventional business, but somehow it did not click. Then I started doing this. Okay, so in the book they recommended two things. Okay, so one is a real estate, and second one is a stock market. And of course, real estate we cannot make active income, and only in a trading we can make active income. Then I thought that actually I started exploring the trading. Then everyone said actually it is not possible to make money in a trading, and I have never seen anybody is making money in a trading. So how I am going to do? So I thought that actually okay, let's go to the workshop. And before that, I never paid single rupee to any workshop. I never had a mindset to spend any money for education. So typical retail person I was before. But after reading this book, and the book clearly said you need to allocate some money for education. So that is a standard. And still now I do. Some workshop I used to allocate. Some I used to attend in US online workshop or some other things I used to attend, right? So by attending this all workshop, I came to know that actually, okay, the most people are buying options, and some people are trading with the futures, and very, very few people are selling options, and selling the people who are selling options are rich. Okay, so my theory is I need to copycat the rich people. It does not matter how they do, what they do, where they do. But this thing is we need to copycat the rich people, whatever the rich people do. So that's how I landed in option selling. So when I landed in option selling, I don't know what strategy we need to do, how we need to adjust, and how we are going to allocate the position size. I don't know anything. So the only part I know is actually the rich people are doing the option selling. So I came to option selling, and maybe a luck. I used to say this one in many social media. Selling option is like a being with the mother. Okay. Okay. So though you do some mistakes, actually sometimes actually your mother will forgive, right? The same thing whether you do chota mistakes, and your mother will forgive. Okay.
Yes.
So the time decay will forgive. So you can roll. You can adjust your positions. You can roll your positions to the next month. So somehow I was able to escape from all the black swan and whatever the whatever the market move which was against me. Actually, I was able to come up with the profit. So all the credit goes to option selling, not to IT again, because the reason why I'm making money in option in trading, it is not because of my talent or skill, my analysis. It's because of option selling.
Right. I think you're being modest, Jagan, but yeah, I think, but that's one of your qualities. So okay, got it. So I mean, it's really a story of you coming up from a very humble background, and getting introduced to stock markets, and within that to options and option selling. So Jagan, tell me, was there any time so when you got introduced to the stock market, was it that you directly came into options and option selling, or by any chance have you done any trading in the cash segment, that is the stocks or any stock futures or index futures, or you never really dabbled too much into it and you straight away jumped into options? How is it?
To be very honest, I was introduced to the cash market first, not into the options. But I was not really confident. I was doing with the 10,000, 5,000 rupees. I was trying to test my feet, but I was not really confident because I did not get any confidence from the strategies whatever I had been taught in workshop or any book. Okay, so I tried very little, but very honest actually. I did not get any success, and that is going to be maybe 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees for a very short span of time. But maybe I took all those things for learning. Okay, so I did not put more money. So when I saw only this option selling as a core business, then that's where actually I started putting more money. So to answer your question, I tried very little, but very negligible. Yeah,
Right, right. No,
yeah,
it's actually, what happens, Jagan, is that I've seen that people who are successful, they generally try to become master in one thing, right?
right,
Of course, I mean, generally that's my observation. So I think that holds true for you also. I mean,
right,
you have sort of created your own niche in the field of option selling. So
right.
uh, that which leads me to the next question that I have, Jagan, is that when you came into option selling and you started experimenting, you started doing things of your own, was there any, person or persons or people whom you looked up to, whom you sort of, whom you learned from? And is there anyone, you want to mention here as your mentor or as your, teacher in option selling?
Yeah, sure. See, when I was looking for opportunity, right? So in
Hmm.
option selling, I clearly had a vision that actually I'm going to sell only options. Then
Hmm.
I was looking for big celebrities in Tamil Nadu. I was, how do you say that actually? I was very local. Okay, so I did not look in outside of Chennai. Okay, I
Hmm.
thought that
Hmm.
actually some Tamilians will really help. Some Tamilians will be really big in option selling. So
Hmm.
that's where I was looking for big people in the market. Okay, so I was through Facebook, through
Hmm.
Twitter, through YouTube, through social media, through magazines. I was
Hmm.
able to contact a lot of people. I mean,
Hmm.
you will not believe me. Very few folks are selling options. Very few folks. Okay,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
I mean in Sun TV there are three or four people. I mean, in fact, 10 people I contacted. Out of which
Hmm.
three people I was really aggressive to contact, and
Hmm.
the last person was P.R. Sundar sir. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and,
Hmm.
at first look, right, I did not get attracted to him, and but the last person to call was P.R. Sundar sir. I called
Hmm.
him. Okay, so he
Hmm.
said actually, what are you doing? Then I said by the time I was selling options, and
Hmm. Hmm.
by the time I met P.R. Sundar sir, actually I was selling options. I said actually I'm selling options.
Hmm.
He asked me actually, why are you selling options? Why are you not playing with option buy or futures? I said
Hmm.
actually, I came to know that fund managers are selling options, and that is the reason why I'm selling options. Why are you
Hmm.
following fund manager? He asked. I said
Hmm.
I read this book Richard Fordham, and from that I am here to copycat the market. So that is the reason. Okay. Then he really
Hmm.
appreciated. I had never seen anybody who came to option selling from the day one. I really appreciate you. And what is your
Hmm.
aim? And I said,
Hmm.
actually, I want to manage hunters here. And he was laughing at me. And why
Hmm.
are you
Hmm.
laughing?
Hmm.
It is not quite easy to manage hunters here, Jagan. He said,
Hmm.
actually, it may
Hmm.
be possible, it may not be possible, sir, but I'm here to, I mean, I'm here to achieve the goal, and that's where I'm seeing my dream. I said to
Hmm.
him.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
then he asked actually, what is the preparation you have? Then I opened my document because I documented everything. Because since
Hmm.
I'm coming from the corporate background, I done all the analysis, how to sell options, what option I need to sell, and all these things. And
Hmm.
it was amateur, but it was well planned. Okay.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Okay, so we should not have any free money. We should sell options very forward TM
Hmm.
rather than keeping our money. We should earn some money. So
Hmm.
we should sell only options with the Nifty and Bank Nifty. There are some good things. There are some bad things.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
also I can share with the people. And in 2015, how my account was there. So
Hmm.
I shared him, and he was really amazed to look at these all these rules. I mean,
Hmm.
not based on the exact rules. Uh, how do I say that? The passionate towards the option selling was really very attractive, and
Hmm.
he really appreciated. He said actually immediately said, Jagan, the first thing you should do, you should go and finish the NISM derivative exam. Series 8, okay,
Hmm.
so that actually you will get a clear understanding about this derivative market. I said okay, and within next month actually I passed the exam, and he
Okay.
was really happy. I said this one part to many people, maybe thousands and thousands of people, and only one person listened to me, and you passed the exam. I'm really happy. Then we started talking about option selling many hours, many days. You can count the number of days we did not talk. We can count the number of days in fingers we did not talk. Okay, so day and night, we even talked for 8 hours per day.
Oh my God. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Everything is
yeah.
option selling, and many people will not believe this. Officially, I did not attend PR Sundar workshop at all.
Okay.
Okay, it was only through the phone call, and I used to visit his place, and that's where I used to talk a lot of things, and he taught me a lot of adjustments, and that is the reason. Not only with the adjustment, how to deal with the broker, how to deal with the clients, how to deal with the stock market people, right? So everything he taught to me. That was really interesting. That really shortened my curve. There is no doubt about it. Yeah, that is a really short-term curve. There are a lot of things actually which is not applicable right now. Say for example, span margin. He said to me, it's no longer applicable right now. So a lot of things, but a lot of things actually is still applicable right now because handling brokers, handling clients, and jurisdiction in stock market. Say for example, someone is cheated in stock market, how to raise a complaint and where to raise, what is the norm. Okay, a lot of things. So that's where I learned a lot of things from him, especially in option adjustments. But by nature, right? So by nature, I am hyperactive, and I am very hyperactive. I always what I do, I sell options. When I make profit, I used to come out, sell options. I used to come out. So that is my strategy. In 2017 and 18, I started doing the risk defense strategies. That's where my trading style was completely different. And one of the YouTube video I watched from there actually I found the expiry trading. So that's how it started. From 2018, I started realizing that actually we should do only the risk defined model. So my trading style is completely different in 2018 and 2022. Right now, even I'm not doing much of positional. I do only the intraday right now. So,
Got it. No, I think so. I think you see, Jagan, what you're saying is sort of something which I also feel that trading is a very lonely endeavor, right? Everyone. So it's very easy to get lonely in trading, and it is very important that you have someone with whom you can talk. You can share your feelings. You can sort of if you had a bad day in trading, that you can share it with someone who can understand, and especially if it is of the same field. So I think that's why I think you and Sundar, Mr. PR Sundar, really sort of gelled very well with each other. Right?
And very honest, actually, maybe the connect because we both are from humble background. We are both are from poor family. He is from poor family, and we both are mathematics background.
Yes. No, many common commonalities between the two of you. Yeah.
Right,
No,
right.
absolutely. I completely agree. So tell me one thing. In fact, Jagan, I wanted to ask you one thing. Long time back, I think maybe in one of your interviews or somewhere, I think you were mentioning that when you were doing job,
Right.
was it that you used to take a off on Thursday, something like that, or was that, or maybe I'm mistaken then?
No. You are right. Okay, so there are two things. Okay, so an initial stage. Okay, I used to trade the expiry trading only after 2:30, then 1:30. When I started trading from 9:15, it was around 2017, mid of 2017 and 2018. I said to my office, actually, I'll be trading. So if you are not interested, I'm going to resign my job.
Okay.
Okay, but I promised to my office that actually after 3:30 I will complete my work. So after 3:30 I used to stay till 10 o'clock at my office.
Okay.
Otherwise I used to come to office and do the expiry trading. They did not mind because I mean as long as their work is complete, they don't mind me.
Right, right.
And I
Understood.
had my trump cards. Okay, so now if you are not okay, okay, let me resign my job.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what?
So they said,
When
okay.
sorry, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, then they, even when I left the job, when I was about to leave the job, they said actually, "Oh, Jagan, we don't have any problem. You can trade and you can work." But my
Hmm.
guilty feeling, right? So I was not able to contribute anything to the software
Hmm.
developing because I
Hmm.
was completely changed as a trader. So no
Yeah.
longer I can contribute as a software developer. So just because I had my guilty feeling, I left my job. Otherwise, I would have earned 1 lakh plus.
Got it.
Whatever the trading income plus 1 lakh plus I would have gained, but I couldn't contribute to my company at all in 2018, so I resigned my job.
Yeah, yeah. No, and sometimes it's better to focus on something which you can devote 100% of your energy rather than
Correct,
doing
correct.
something half-heartedly and not being able to do justice to either of them. Yeah, I get it.
Correct, 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 correct. Hmm.
Hmm. So Jagan, tell me one thing. I mean, as an option seller, okay,
Right.
what are the few things that you definitely keep in mind, and what is it that you would like to advise to, other option sellers, particularly those who are y- just coming into this field? Any do's and don'ts that you would like to recommend?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. See, when you first advantage you come to the option selling, people say time decay, time decay, time decay. It is
Hmm.
true, time decay is there. The first
Hmm.
reason, the first advantage of option selling, if you're coming with the complete realization, I really appreciate you because you are ready to accept the limited profit.
Hmm.
So you are not too much greedy. So
Hmm. Hmm.
the reason why people are not coming to option selling because they think that the profit is very limited. Wherein
Hmm.
the option buy in the future, there is a probability, there is a chance that you will make unlimited profit.
Hmm.
So in trading or real life, it could be anything. Okay, so
Hmm.
the major problem with the people is always greedy.
Hmm.
Okay,
Hmm.
so by the instrument itself, option selling instrument is itself, your greed is really controlled because the profit is limited. Okay.
Hmm.
Number one,
Hmm.
I really appreciate if you're coming to option selling. Number one. Number two, see in option selling also you can take a high risk. There is no doubt. You can sell in the money options, you can sell at the money options, you can take a high risk. Okay. So
Hmm.
the reason why you came to option selling, uh, because you are not greedy. At the same time, you should know what is your decent return. Okay, so when you
Hmm.
sell options, you should always target for 3% or 4%. 4% is itself even high. So you sell options only to get a 3%. Your plan and execution to is to get 3% per month. Then eventually you will get 4% or 5% or 6%.
Hmm.
If you are planning to execute all your strategies for 6%, then you may
Hmm.
get no profit nor loss, or you will get a loss. Number
Hmm.
one. So
Hmm.
the strategies you are designing, it could be butterfly, it could be short strangle, it could be iron condor, and everything should be to get 3% return for the capital, not based on the deployment. Okay. So there are
Hmm.
two things, right? So you have a capital and you are going to deploy. All
Hmm.
your risk management, the stop loss or your target, everything I keep it based on my capital, not based on my deployed capital. Number
Hmm.
one. So
Hmm.
you need to have a decent return expectation. If you are expecting 4% or more than 4%, then
Hmm.
it is almost like a playing with option buying or playing with the futures. So there will be a
Hmm.
huge risk. Number
Hmm.
one.
Hmm.
Number two, if you are in the last 2 weeks of the expiry,
Hmm.
either you are going to make a huge profit or huge loss. Again, it is, I would say that actually it is not a natural habit of option selling. Natural habit of option selling is actually natural behavior property, you can say. You should get a profit very slowly, you should get a loss very slowly. So if you
Hmm.
are selling options in the last 2 weeks for positional, I'm saying, okay,
Hmm.
then you
Hmm.
are going to make a huge profit or a huge loss. That is not recommended. That is what people used to say. If the last 2 weeks you are in the option selling, then you are probably gambling. Okay. I
Hmm.
used to be there in the last 2 weeks, but your volume should be 20% of your capital. If
Hmm.
it is more than 20% of your capital, then probably it is going to hurt your portfolio. See,
Hmm.
there is an advantage. Last 2 weeks, the time decay is more, but at what risk that you need to look. If you deploy 100% of your capital, then
Hmm.
if there is a risk,
Hmm.
especially if you look at the history, most of the black swan event will come only in the last 2 weeks.
Hmm. So, Jagan, sorry to interrupt you. When you say last 2 weeks, are you referring to stock options?
No, I'm referring to anything. I'm
Acha.
referring to index option also. If you want to sell options, you need to sell options positional in monthly. And last 2 weeks, you are not supposed to
Oh,
be there.
got it. That's exactly my
But
question
but
was because
yeah, but nobody will believe. So everyone will jump into the last 2 weeks. If you look at the last this last 2 weeks volatility, if you are
hmm,
not there in the last 2 weeks volatility, you would have
hmm,
not made this much loss. Market is
hmm,
going to from 17.3 to 18.3, 18.3 to 16.4, 16.4 to 17.3. You can't manage. If you are
hmm,
in the last 2 weeks, number one, it is going to be highly volatile. Number two, you can't do adjustments.
hmm,
Number three, hedging is really, really tough.
hmm,
There are a
hmm,
lot of disadvantages with the last 2 weeks. The only one
hmm,
advantage in the last 2 weeks is the time decay, for
hmm,
which you can
hmm.
have 20% of your capital, maybe 25 or 30, not more than that. Because
Yeah.
if there is a risk, it is going to be very high. Say,
Hmm.
for example,
Got it.
market is suddenly cracking down, your put option will increase, and the call options, you will have a chota premium, and the
Hmm,
opposite side, the premium will not be there
hmm,
because you are near
hmm,
to the exit.
hmm, hmm,
Okay, and it is
hmm,
very difficult to digest this truth, and most people will sell options in the last 2 weeks.
hmm, hmm,
But I don't sell options in the last 2 weeks more than
hmm.
30% of my capital, 25% of my capital. That is the guideline I have. That is the industry standard I have.
Got it. Hmm.
Okay,
Got it.
this is number two. Okay, first one is return expectation. You should have a correct return expectation. Number two, you should not in the trade in the last 2 weeks. In other words, in techie terms, let me say, it's a called gamma period. In gamma period, you are not supposed to sell options. Yes, there is a high time decay for which 25% of your portfolio you can have in the gamma period. Okay. Number three, mega event you are not supposed to trade,
Hmm.
like budget,
Hmm.
elections, 2 weeks,
Hmm.
2 days before that, 2 weeks, 2 days after this. Okay, so pre
Hmm.
and post this thing you are not supposed to trade, because any pre-budget rally or pre-event rally or post-event rally is very common.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, so you should
Hmm.
not trade for mega event. If you avoid the mega event trade, 90% of the time you will avoid the black swan.
Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, the only drawbacks of option selling is the black swan event. So if you are avoiding any known expected big event, mega event, then
Hmm.
90% of the time you will not get into the black swan event.
Yeah.
Number four, the major thing, you should do only risk defense strategy. Okay.
Hmm.
So when you do the risk defense strategies, when you sell options like a short straddle or short candle, if you are
Hmm.
making 100 rupees, when you do the
Hmm.
risk defense strategy, you make only 25 rupees.
Hmm. Hmm.
Again, the return is coming down by 75%.
Hmm.
But your margin are also coming down by 75% right now
Hmm.
when you
Hmm.
do the risk defense strategy. When
Hmm.
you do risk undefined, who can do
Hmm.
the risk undefined? Let me
Hmm.
say, if you're having 1 crore capital and you are selling options only for 10 lakhs, you can do the
Hmm.
risk undefined, because once the 10 lakhs is wiped out, you can get another 10 lakhs.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. If your
Right.
capital is 10 lakhs and you are trading
Hmm.
with 10 lakhs, then
Hmm.
I honestly say that actually you are not affordable to sell naked options.
Hmm. Hmm.
Correct now.
Right.
Because once
Yeah.
the capital is wiped out, actually, uh, then how do you bring the another 10 lakhs? It's not
Exactly.
possible, right? It's not possible for everyone.
Yes. Position
So,
sizing should be very comfortable. I mean, if you have to do naked option selling, then you should position size yourself very appropriately.
correct. So, these are the four things you should keep in mind when you sell options.
Hmm. Hmm. No,
Four
I think
pillars of options.
yeah, yeah. No, very helpful, Jagan. So
Yeah,
slightly changing, one question which maybe I should have asked earlier, Jagan,
right,
is that see you have a big following on Twitter, right?
right,
Almost 100K plus
right,
followers.
right.
So how, obviously, when the more the followers you have, the more the propensity of you also being subject to trolls, trolling. So as a trader, how do you sort of manage I mean, troll, what I meant is generally, the bigger popular you are, the more bigger celebrity you are, the more you are subject to attacks. or people criticize you. So how do you, as a trader and as a person who is now well known on social media, how do you tackle this? How do you sort of manage this negative criticism or trolling or whatever? How do you take care of that?
I mean, to be very honest, I am the one of the guy who used to get least number of trolling in social media. I don't know why.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Okay, and
Yeah.
some people will genuinely will ask questions. Some people will troll, and I never look at those issues at all, those people at all, and I mean, I used to behave like I mean, I don't track all those issues at all. At the
Hmm,
same time, actually, I don't block anyone, and whatever they want to say, is let them say. It is
hmm,
their wish, and as long as I am not hearing, actually, they cannot attack me.
hmm, hmm.
So I don't
Right.
mind at all. So that are people troll, actually, I don't respond to them. As long as if they are asking any questions about stock market, I used to answer all the questions.
Hmm,
And till now, I did not block anyone,
hmm,
and it is a complete freedom. Whatever the questions they want to ask, they can ask.
hmm, hmm.
And if their if the core purpose is to troll, actually, I don't respond to them. Very simple.
Yeah, yeah.
And you will get used to it. Over a
Yeah.
period of time, you will get used to it. Yeah, don't mind
Right,
it.
right, right.
Yeah.
No, I think, yeah, I mean, the best way to not, I think the more you respond, the more they are, provoked to troll you more, or, so I think best is to just ignore them. Don't give them.
I mean, I have one timer, okay, so in
Mm,
my this thing. So whenever I am deviating from my goal or my dream, the timer will say actually, Jagan, are you
mm,
doing, are you thinking uh, the things which are related to your goals or dreams? If not, it will
mm,
cut. Then it will say actually, Jagan, you are doing wrong. So if I'm
mm,
thinking about trolling and all these things, my interrupt will come. Okay, so Jagan, is it related to your goals and dreams? No. Okay, drop it.
mm, mm, mm.
Go back to
Got
your
it.
work. Very simple.
Got it. Got it. Mm.
Okay.
Right. So, Jagan, before we sort of open it up for the audience round, maybe I'll ask one more last question. Is that
Yeah.
you're obviously aware that now SEBI has curtailed the margin, the leveraged margin that traders used to get. It has gone down from 4 times to almost now 1 time, right? So, has this impacted you as an option seller, and how are you able to sort of adjust your trading style to this new environment?
Even I thought that actually it's going to be the end of story for expiry trading. Okay. But
Hmm.
invention is the mother of necessity.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
when I read all these books, okay,
Hmm.
so all the obstacles will come, but if you are really the alpha, if you are really alpha person, so if you are a true leader, okay,
Hmm.
and you will find the alternate way. So
Hmm.
you will always find the alternate way. It does not matter whatever the setup, whatever the conditions, you will find the solution. So that is the key thing. Okay. So
Hmm.
when I thought that actually the exposure is removed, okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
I thought that actually we can't do the expiry trading. In fact, before the exposure is removed, I stopped doing the expiry trading because my volume went really high. So I stopped doing the expiry trading little.
Hmm.
I slowly reduced my volume. And when
Hmm.
I was about to drop my expiry trading, that is where actually SEBI removed this leverage.
Hmm.
And I thought that actually my return will come down because the expiry trading is no longer is available. But
Hmm.
I found a new system wherein
Hmm.
I understood that taking a high leverage and selling a short strangle and making a return is equal to
Hmm.
having no leverage and selling short straddle, you're getting the
Hmm.
same return. So why do you
Hmm.
need leverage? Right now, if
Hmm.
someone is giving a leverage, I don't want to take it.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
See, when I was doing a 15 times leverage, I was making 2% return, 2% loss in expiry day. Right now, I'm
Hmm.
not having any leverage at all. I am making 2% return or 2% loss in a day. If you look at my profile, my Twitter
Yes.
handle, I used to post.
Yes.
It means that with the lesser capital, you can take a higher risk. With the higher
Hmm.
capital, you can take a lesser risk. It is possible. So
Hmm.
15 time leverage is a higher capital. One
Hmm.
time with no leverage is also lower capital. Okay. With the
Hmm.
lower capital, you are going to take a higher risk so that you are going to attain the higher return,
Hmm.
which is
Hmm.
which is a decent return for your capital. If you are giving
Right.
15 times leverage, what are you going to take? You are going to take a very, very, very less risk. Because if you
Yeah.
are taking higher risk, then it is going to wipe out your capital.
Right. Right. Right.
So, I mean, and honestly speaking, without leverage does not mean that actually you cannot make money.
Hmm.
Whatever the with no leverage also you can take a higher risk right now
Yeah.
because you had leverage before you are taking a less risk. Since you
Right.
don't have a leverage, actually you can take a higher risk right now because it is not going to hurt your portfolio because
Yeah.
you are taking only one time leverage. So
Yeah.
removing leverage is not really hurting me. In fact, it really helped me.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Okay.
I think that's probably one hallmark of a good trader is how he is able to adjust to different,
Correct.
changing environment and regulatory changes. So I think great, great. So Jagan, I think we'll sort of move to the audience round, but before that, just a quick note: we have almost 750 plus listeners right now, so.
Great, great.
It's a very big audience, and two of my friends, Anand and Shai, both are here. So thank you both of them to also spare time and be with us. So
Sure,
thank you.
sure.
So with that, what we'll do, Jagan, we'll sort of open it up for the audience round. There are a lot of people who have requested to sort of ask you a question. I'll let them in one by one, and we'll take this for maybe next 30-35 minutes,
No
right?
problem, no problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Okay. Great. So I'll just add V Trade and Smiling Villain. So either of you, V Trade, maybe why don't Vikas? I think why don't you go ahead, Vikas?
Yeah, am I audible to you?
Hi, hi. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
audible.
Hi,
much.
Jagan sir. Good evening.
Just
This
sorry.
is
Sorry.
Vikas.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Sir, as you
Guys.
said
Sorry. I'm sorry.
that over a period of
Sorry.
time,
Sorry.
your trading style has also changed, and now
Right.
you are doing more of intraday trading. It's a
Right.
system-based trading, I think, I guess. So, and
Right.
as you mentioned that one should stop trading 2 days before and 2 days after budget days, or when the VIX is high or some any major event is approaching. So,
Right.
sir, just I'm curious to know because I also do the system trading like you only. I haven't traded today,
Right.
but in my back testing, since back tested has covered all the days, and there are
Right.
many days near to such big event days like budget when we get really big profits also. So
Right.
how correct is it to avoid trading on such days with high VIX, and how is it justified? Can you please throw some more light on that?
Yeah, sure, sure, sure. So I said two things. Okay. So budget day I'm going to trade. But what I said in the space is actually don't do positional trade for mega event. So intraday you can always do. Okay. So the only
Right.
problem is the positional. So when you do the positional only, the market is going to move. The market is going to trend. If you are doing option selling, if you are doing with the futures, if you are doing with option buy, it is an entirely different ballgame. But when you sell options for mega event, either you are going to make
So,
a huge loss or little profit. It is not even great profit. Okay, but if you are doing
so,
with
so
intraday, it is fine. You can put a stop loss. I am also going to trade for budget, and today also I put one video for budget strategy, so that you can do. If you are intraday, you can do. For positional, generally it is good to avoid.
right, sir. Like
Yeah,
my system also, sir, I have it's a risk defined system wherein I have a fixed stop losses on every trade. Like I
right,
take 3 to 4 straddles in a day. So they have a different stop losses of starting from 15 to even 50-60% till Thursday. So that
right,
stop loss size gets widened as
right,
per the premium lesser down
right,
while coming near to the expiry day. So, but
right,
today, like the Bank Nifty ATM straddle opened at 1450 point. So that
right,
here, even if I take a 10% stop loss, sir, on 700 call put, it goes to 140 points, and 75 points in a Bank Nifty makes for 1%. So if my both the stop loss get hits both legs, so I'm losing 2%. So that way it is a little worrisome to take trade on those days because of high volatility.
True. When there is a high volatility, generally people take less positions. Maybe you can reduce your position size to 25% or 50%. Because when you get profit also you're going to make a huge profit. When you get loss also you're going to make a huge loss. So it is good to reduce my position size. For Monday and Tuesday I'm going to run it. Generally I run for 50 lakhs basket, and for Monday and Tuesday I'm planning to run it for 20 lakhs basket. So I'm reducing my position size. So when VIX is high, when the premium is very attractive, anyway you're going to get a nice return. So you can reduce your position size. Again, I'm going to do the basics. So if you are into option selling, your return expectations should be decent. If your return expectation is abnormal, then you are not selling options. You are playing with the futures in the name of option selling. Okay.
Right.
Hi,
Okay.
sir. This is Vijay. I'm
Go.
from Chennai.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm a great follower of you and PR Sundar, sir. And one
Right.
of the
Right.
thing which I learned from you and PR Sundar, sir, is the martingale.
Right.
And like last month, it happened to me, which I had only one lot of 18,000 PE. I sold it, and
Okay.
the market was crashing, and I was doing martingale. It went to 17.8, and I went to 17.8, double the lot. It crashed again, and it went to 17.6, four lots, crashed again, 17.2, eight lots. So it was keep on going, and it's a no end. So actually, at what point I should stop it and I should exit it? I should do any counter trade. At what point I should get out of this martingale trade?
Okay, so this martingale actually many people did not understand really well. Okay, first thing, this martingale you should do if you are more than 2 weeks away from the expiry, and if you are not 2 weeks, if you are very near to a 2 weeks expiry, you should do this martingale in the next month. Okay, so number one. Number two, you should do the martingale only twice, not more than that, because if you are doing the martingale more than twice, actually you will make a big loss. So generally, I keep two norms. Okay, if you are in gamma period, and you should not do martingale, you should shift to the next month. Okay, so number two, actually you should not do the martingale more than twice, and you need to have a portfolio stop loss per day. You need to have a portfolio stop loss for your strategies. If your strategy is making more than 5% loss, then you should probably stop it. So you need to have stop loss in with various levels. I have stop loss at strategy level. I have stop loss at portfolio level. I have stop loss at monthly level. So at monthly, I'm getting, say, for example, of 10% loss, then by probably will do the stop, because either I'm something wrong, or there is some problem with my software, there is some problem with the broker. It could be anybody else. If I'm making loss, I'm going to get realized, right? So I have a stop loss for everything.
Right. Akhil, go ahead.
Hi, sir. I have been following you from Money Control Days, wherein I saw your interview,
Right,
and from there itself, I also started this option selling.
right,
So I had just three questions. I would repeat in one go, then you can answer them.
right,
First of all, earlier you were selling out of the money options more,
right,
basically on expiries, but recently I've changed in your strategy that you're more focused on straddle based system.
right.
Okay, this is my first question. Second question is what motivated or provoked you to not to do manual trading instead of this algo trading? Because some people of your size still are focusing on manual. Even you were also focusing on manual trading, and sometimes I had a drawdown, slippages issues. I also tried this algo trading, so I did not find it good as manually handle more. And thirdly, what expectations a trader should expect out of market in percent wise monthly returns? That's all. Thank you.
Okay, so the first question is the uh, what is the first question?
Out of
Next
the
one.
money and in
Right, out of the money. The reason why we were selling out of the money is options. Actually, it's a low risk. Okay, so we had a leverage, and that is the reason why I was selling the out of the money options in 2016, 17, 18. So right now we don't have leverage. So if I sell options for 3 rupees, 4 rupees, still I'm going to make profit, but without leverage, I'm not going to make maybe 0.1% or 0.2%, and that is the reason why I started shifting to the at the money. So with the at the money, we are taking a higher risk, but there is no leverage, so it is not going to hurt your portfolio. So for higher risk, higher return, and better risk and reward, we are coming to the at the money. Number one. Number two, questions actually algo questions. Okay, so algo, it is going to do on behalf of you. It is not going to take any decision. Whatever the decision you are taking manually, it is going to execute. So very simple only. And moreover, when you have multiple accounts with the multiple strike price, with the multiple strategies, okay, so it is very, very difficult to manage the positions manually. And it is always simple with the algo. It is easy to execute, easy to put a portfolio stop loss. It is easy to manage, very easy. Okay, even I think more than 50, 60 people are subscribed to my algo account, and all are managed through algo. So doing manually, I'm not saying that it is not possible, but it is really tough. Okay, when you scale up more and more and more, right? So algo is really helpful. Any profession you take, it could be any field or any domain. It could be doctor, it could be agriculture, it could be anything. Unless otherwise you use tools, you cannot grow faster. You cannot take leverage in your business. If you want to take leverage in your business, you should do the tools, and algo is the one of the tools. So that's the second question. What is the third question, Akhil?
Percent wise return, how much should we
Percent
expect?
wise, yeah, percent wise actually, for Indian market it is 3% per month is a good decent return expectation in Indian market. If you are going to the US market, maybe 18% you can expect in US market. So Indian market it is 36% per annum you can expect.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Rajiv, go ahead.
Hey, thanks Jagan for your time, and thanks Gordon for this space. So Jagan, what is your view on directional credit spread strategies? So like what I do is I'm totally into option selling like you. I mean I totally buy the funda, buy the logic. So what I do is I find the direction of the market and then sell out of the money credit spread strategy. I know the biggest thing about it is gap ups and gap downs. I mean, not even gap ups and gap downs, only gap ups or gap downs against the direction of my trade. So like you must have done this for sure. What is the main thing why people don't do it, and what is the catch in this particular strategy? And the
Okay.
second question is like currently I have a capital of 25 lakhs. So like what is the limit of having one strategy and deploying capital? I mean, in your experience, scaling up from 25 lakhs, how much can one go? Thanks.
Okay. So one question I need to ask to you.
Yeah.
Directional is the intraday or positional?
Positional, not intraday.
Position. Okay, not intraday. See,
and
when you
and
get
what I do is once I see that the direction has changed, I just close my that particular trade and I take the opposite side trade.
okay, okay, okay. And believe me or not, actually, any directional trade, and if you are doing a credit spread, in long run, it is not going to be useful. The reason is very simple. Okay, so when you sell options or when you buy options, you are doing risk defense strategy. That is what your thought process. I really understand. But at the same time, the advantage of option selling is actually one is you are going through directional, and second one is you are going to take a time decay. With the risk defense strategies, whatever you said, credit spread or credit spread, right? So you are going to sell options, you are going to buy the options. So the time decay you are going to get in the selling options, okay, will be eaten by the buy options 75% of the time. So the time decay advantage you are not getting. Number one. Number two, the when you make profit, you are going to make limited. When you make loss also, you are going to make limited. But the thing is, the loss is more with the credit spread. The natural advantage of time decay you are not getting with the credit spread. You are getting little, very little. So when you backtest the real scenario with the credit spread, most of the time, even when you sell naked options, you are going to make profit. When you do the credit spread, you are not going to make profit. So maybe you can reduce your position size, or you can sell a naked options, or you can play with the futures because you are going to make unlimited profit or unlimited loss. So credit spread, as per the backtesting result, it is not really doing well, because the out of the money options you are buying for your risk define. I know that actually it is mainly you are buying this option for risk define, but it is going to eat out most of your profit in long run. Okay, so that's the question. And what is the next question?
So like I have 25 lakhs capital. So how
Okay.
much it can be scaled up?
In my opinion, right? So if you are doing with the positional one, my pet strategy for positional always short struggle. When you say short strangle, it is not a simple short strangle. Sell out of the money options, sell out of money put options with monthly and buy weekly options for hedge. So this I was teaching in old shop and learn of a lot of places. It is giving more than 80% success rate, and you will get 30% per annum, 30 to 35% per annum consistently. So my pet strategies with the positional is that one. And for intraday, I do the 920 straddle. When I say 920 straddle, it is not exactly 920, it could be any time. If you're executing this 920 straddle only on Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to make a nice profit, more than 30 to 40% return per annum easily. So you can do both, in fact, this positional strategy as well as this intraday strategies also you can do both.
Right, right. Before I invite Mr. Baloni to come in, I have just one request to all of them. Just please stick to one question, because there are many people who are waiting for their turn, and just stick to one question. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Baloni.
Yes.
Yeah. Go ahead. Or
I think he did not enable the speaker. Yes, he did not enable the mic. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Systematic quants. Sandeep Jadhav. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
hi, Jagannath sir. I had a question regarding your intraday straddle when you sell naked. How do you manage the risk? Like I keep stop loss. Do I have to take any other measure, or you take any other measure in intraday straddles?
Intraday straddles, there are two things. Okay, so number one, we put a stop loss.
Okay.
When you put a stop loss, there are two things. Okay, so number one, when you have a smaller stop loss, right? So most of the time it is going to be at the money or slightly in the money.
Okay.
So the spread you are putting in a stop loss can be minimal. Okay, so when you put say for example 50% stop loss,
Okay.
by the time it is going to hit your stop loss, it is going to be deep in the money. Okay, so
Right.
that time the spread should be very high. Number one. Number two, since the market order is removed right now, it is everything is stop loss limit order. You need to have algo. If stop loss is jumping, your algo should look for the stop loss jumping. Should automatically what you should do, it should modify the stop loss limit order. Getting my point, right? So you put a stop loss as 200, trigger price is 200, and your price is 220. By the time actually the stop loss is jumping from 200 to 230, so your algo should be quite intelligent to catch the stop loss jump and should modify the price. So what is the trigger price and the price? This is called stop loss spread. Actually, people used to call this should be dynamic based on your stop loss. Number one. Number two, if stop loss is not triggered, your algo should take care of modifying the order. So
Yeah, got it. Learner, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Jagan. Thanks for the
hi.
opportunity to ask you the question. So
Yeah.
Jagan, my question is actually, I also come from the same background. I'm also an engineer. So
Right.
I also practice the algo trading. I mean,
Right.
recently I have started, but one thing that I'm really struggling with is my algo is running in API, but I'm not comfortable doing the back testing. I don't know how to do it. I mean, I don't want to write again AFL code. I just want to do back testing with the same code that I am running in the API. So do you have any suggestions? Like I normally do use simulators from like StockMock or Opstra just to manually, back test my strategy. But I really want to do it for a bigger set of data. So any suggestion from you would be very helpful.
Yeah, this is for positional or this is for intraday?
Intraday.
Intraday. I think intraday you can follow the stock mark or option Opstra, because I have my own private this thing to backtest. Okay, so I think either you should write your own or you should go with the stock mark or option Opstra. These are the two options I can think of. Whatever I do, actually I do the backtesting on my own and I verify with the stock mark whether things are right or not. Okay, so that I do, because I do a lot of looping and check multiple uncorrelated strategies, how it is giving the results. Then I finally come to verify my this thing. Either you can write your own. In Python, there is a library called Backtrader. This can be used for backtesting. Maybe you can try out this package with the data to try your this thing. But AIFL, I don't recommend. Broker language. It's mainly for future backtesting and it is not for options. If you want to test the options, then probably you should write some Python program.
Right. Uh, Trade Warrior, go ahead.
Hi Jagan, this is Subin here.
Yeah,
I'm just following you for many days actually for Pierre Sundar as well as you.
right,
I just have a quick question actually.
right.
So how much capital you currently own it and how many clients you are part of it? Like how much client they put up the effort? Like
I
how
already
many
said
crores?
actually in
Yeah.
this one actually. My capital is, I mean, if you put my family capital, it comes more than close to 4 CR. So
Mm,
my company this comes to 3 CR. I have more than 50 plus clients.
okay. So how do you gain confidence with the client that they want to invest your money into you that you trade on behalf of them?
I mean, as long as you are making profit, there won't be any problem with all these things. People used
Mhm.
to say that actually, Jagan, when you take workshop or when you present something on YouTube, how do you get the confidence? How confidently you are speaking? I mean, I did not take any training session and nothing else. Okay, so it is coming just because making profit, everything is automatic, nothing else.
Right. Srinivasan, go ahead. Srinivasan.
His mic is in mute. Yeah.
Okay. Abhishek, why don't you go ahead?
Hey, Jagan.
Yeah.
Glad I get chance to talk to you.
Yeah.
Actually,
Thank you.
there is one. I'm also an algo trader, and the thing which
Okay.
I am struggling with is like temptation to do the manual testing. Like if you see
Okay.
yesterday, that the premiums are very high, and I tempted to
Right.
sell the options, and then I stuck. And now I stuck, and I can't do anything, and I have to carry forward the position
Hello.
Yeah.
to that thing like. Something if you can help me on this.
No, I'm sorry, your voice is broken in between, so I couldn't hear your questions properly. Can you come
Can you?
again?
Yeah.
Am
Abhishek,
I
you need to repeat. Yeah.
am I audible
No,
now?
your voice is broken. No,
Yes.
right now
Yes.
audible. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry. It's my Bluetooth. Something is giving problem. Sorry. Yeah, I was like
Right.
asking the questions of like temptation to do the manual trading whenever you are like I am a algo trader, but sometimes I take some manual test by looking into like options are too high and something, and which I always got stuck with that thing. Like I can't explain my feelings right now, and once you got stuck and you proven wrong, and the guilty feeling comes, which haunted you in the nights, like why you taken that trade where markets are going good, why you are taking that
Okay.
thing, and next 2 3 days you just go into a grief of doing that.
Okay, so I got your point. Okay, this is called impulsive trading. Okay, so you get some impulsive behavior by looking at the premium, by looking at the chart. So you form some opinion, immediate opinion, then you sell options. This happens. Okay, so to me also it happened, but there is a way to control it. So I had some standard. Okay, so how? So when I sell options in intraday, okay, so I make sure that actually I don't collect more than this was before 2018. I always make sure that actually I don't collect more than 4% of my capital as premium for intraday. Say for example, my capital is 10 lakhs. Okay, so I am not supposed to collect more than 40,000 as a premium because my target is to earn 2% in intraday. If I am collecting 40,000, probably I'm going to get a 2% return. So in intraday, say for example, I'm getting a lot of opportunity. Oh, okay, 1,000 points away from the spot, the premium is really attractive. I'm going to sell options, sell options, sell options. Probably you're going to collect 10% of your capital. That is 1 lakh for your 10 lakh capital. Then probably it is very evident that actually you are taking a risk. Okay, there are n number of ways by which you can say that actually you are taking a risk. One is through the Greeks, other things is through the notional value. Second thing is actually through the maximum loss in the payoff diagram. I would say that if you are looking at the premium collected, everything is factored in premium. If you are looking at the premium will clearly tell you actually what is the risk you are taking. It could be impulsive behavior. Your impulsive behavior may be an advantage or may be a disadvantage. How you are defining it. Say for example, if you are doing a positional, you are not supposed to collect more than 10% of your capital as a premium. So, for example, your capital is 10 lakhs and you are doing a short strangle, short saddle, lion condor, jet lizard, or twisted sister, whatever the poor man covered call, any strategy you put, okay? And if you are collecting more than 10% of your premium, it means that you are taking a risk. And before the limit, even your impulsive behavior is there, definitely your mother will forgive. When I say mother, it is nothing but option selling. So the time decay will really help. But if you're doing an impulsive behavior, if you are collecting the premium more than the industry standard, then definitely will be punished. So that's the answer. Got it?
Yeah. Srinivasan, go ahead.
Gordon, I
Hello.
think you have unmuted both Natarajan and Srinivasan.
Right.
Yeah. Thanks, Gordon. Hello, Jagan. I've been a follower of you for the past 4 years. However, I've been doing option selling for the past 1 year. I'm a software architect as well as I'm into algos, and it's evolving day by day. And I'm only doing one strategy right now, which is a short strangle every week, either on a Friday or a Monday, for around 10 to 12 rupees premium. What is happening for the past 2 months is I've implemented a portfolio stop loss after looking at one of your videos in YouTube, and I have it at 2%. So for the past 2 months, at least twice every month, the portfolio stop loss is getting hit because of the volatility. So I'm thinking whether my stop loss is very less, or is it due to the volatility at this time? How do I have to proceed further to understand if for this particular, I mean, if I'm taking it for 3 days or a 5 days period, what should be the portfolio stop loss that I should keep, or how do I know that?
Okay. I understand your question. Okay. There are, can put your, echo is coming. Yeah.
I think someone is on speaker.
Yeah, no problem. Now it's okay. Okay,
Yeah.
there are two answers to it. Number one, your strategy is little, how to say, little risky. Okay. Number one, when you sell options on Monday and Friday, you go and check the historical data. Monday and Fridays are historically trending days. So when you sell weekly options on Monday and Friday, it's very difficult to get a profit. Even you sell it for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 40 rupees, 50 rupees. Market nature is Monday and Friday, most of the times are trending days. Go and check it. Okay. So that is the number one. Number two, actually, you are not getting the benefit of the time decay. Friday and Monday, the decay is not so in favor for you. So these are the two reasons it is really hurting you. Not only this year, if you are executing this strategy for many years, and most of the time actually your portfolio stop loss will be hit, because making profit on Monday and Friday in non-directional strategies is weekly, it is really tough. If you are selling options, then probably you should choose from Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday is the right choice. Don't sell options on Monday and Friday for positional. Got it?
Yes, Jagan. Thanks a lot.
Okay, sure.
Okay, Natarajan, go ahead.
Gordon, it's Natarajan who spoke just now, so
Oh, sorry.
we can
I'm sorry.
move to the next person. Yeah.
Okay, Anil, go ahead. Or Nitish, Anil, any of you? Nitish or Anil, can either of you speak? Okay. Manoj,
Yeah, I can speak. I have a single question.
yeah. Who's this? Nitish?
Yeah. Hi.
Nitish.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hi. Just a disclaimer. I work for ICICI Securities. I used to be a algo trader, so my question is technical. Hi. Thank you for this great opportunity to both of you, Gordon, Gecko, and Jagan. My simple question is, I'm not a developer by profession. Okay, never have been. So my algos I used to code in Python, and everyone who has experience with Python would know that parallel programming is very hard in Python, right? Async IO, multi-threading, it's very hard to maintain threads and parallel processes. And even async IO is not very mature. They keep changing it. So my question to you, Jagan, is in algo trading, what's your language of choice and what's your stack of deployment of choice?
Okay, so I don't know. Okay, so I'm coming from C background, okay, C Linux background. So multi-processing and multi-threading. Okay, so for other folks, it may be too much technical in computer programming, but you need to bear with me. Okay, so multi-threading and multi-process is a piece of cake for me because I had done lot of project in C Linux. So when it comes to Python, it is almost like a C and C++ for me. So writing multi-threaded was quite easy. And in fact, the reason why I went with my own algo program, because when it was training for multiple clients with other algo software, they would be creating a separate thread for each client, and which I don't like, and it is very difficult to communicate between these two. So in my algo, actually, I have only 4 or 5 threads, which will take care of all the process. Portfolio stop loss, it will take care, and executing executing strategy for multiple clients, it will take care. Stop loss jumping, everything is will take care. It is very, very lightweight, and I have written in Python. So, and I don't agree that actually multi-processing and multi-threading is really tough in Python. It is very, very quite easy in Python.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anil, go ahead. Okay. Manoj, go ahead.
Hi, sir. Actually, I'm from software background, so I'm doing discretionary trading in Bank Nifty, and consistently around 4 to 5% I'm able to make.
Right.
But now it's work from home, so it is fine. But if office starts, I want to automate my process. So, how many months of training would you means not training of learning would you see would help?
I think, okay, since you are a software developer, right? So I don't know what strategies you are running, maybe the positional one or intraday one. But if you are a good programmer and if you are very clear about the rules, hardly it takes 3 months of time. I'm saying 3 months is the highest time. So I coded everything in 2 weeks of time for my requirements. So I coded in 2 weeks of time single-handedly. Okay, so I designed, I did architect, everything I tested, unit testing, everything is done by myself. So I don't want to outsource my program work to anybody else. Okay, so it's intellectual property. So at the maximum, it takes 3 months of time with the Python, because most brokers are giving the Python SDK, wherein they had given example how to place order, how to place a stop loss, so how to read the market data. Everything is available with all the brokers. You take ABCD broker, they are giving the examples. So probably you are going to make use of the code and then attach with your logic. It will not take 3 months of time, even you start from the scratch. And if you are coming from the programming background.
Okay. Moin, sorry, you are Raj. I think. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Before that, sorry. Before that, Jagan, what we'll
Yeah.
do is maybe if with your permission, we'll
Yeah.
just extend this by another 10 minutes and
Right.
try to wrap it up in say by just before 11 o'clock.
Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yuvraj, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. Hi, sir. I'm Yuvraj.
Yeah.
So I'm a beginner in a stock market. So can you please guide what is the better way to actually start for a beginner like us? So it was difficult to get resources and how to begin. So it would be helpful if you guide us some steps for beginners.
So for beginners, I said actually probably you need to start with the short triangle. Before that, you need to gain a knowledge. So in my YouTube channel, I had uploaded a video, so publish a video where the beginners can start. First, you can get started with the NSE book. Then you can start with the varsity, zero the varsity. Then you can go for NS and derivative certificate. Then you can try with a short strangle with the weekly hedge, so that you can try it. Which all things I am teaching in a workshop, so that you can, if you want, you can attend. And that's it. You can start with the short strangle, and if you are playing with the intraday, then you can start with the expiry trading little. You can start that. But there is a video there. It takes 3 months of time to get started. That video, you can check it out in my YouTube channel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moin, go ahead. Yeah. Moin, are you there?
No, he did not. Yeah.
Okay.
Mic is off.
Okay. Yeah, dream follower. Go ahead.
Hi Jagan, this is Naresh.
Yeah.
So you said you are maintaining all your clients within the same algo. So
Right.
whenever if the strategy hits strategy stop loss or portfolio stop loss, there will be differences between all these accounts, right? The
Actually,
MCOs.
no, because for each client will have a different portfolio, different capital, and accordingly I do the position size. So as I said before, in multiple social media I had mentioned that I do trade only for 15 lakhs. So it is going to be multiple of 15 lakhs. So it does not matter how much capital they have. I'm going to trade based on multiple of 15 lakhs, which I'm going to increase to 25 lakhs from the April. So that is the plan. So when I get 2% loss, 30,000 rupees. So I have a reference account. That is probably my voice account. For next month onwards, it is going to be some other account, my company pool account, wherein I am also going to, my company employees are also going to invest into this one, and I am not charging any PMS fees for them. So that is going to be the reference account. When my reference account is getting 2% loss, accordingly all the accounts are supposed to get the 2% loss. So because I'm following the same strategy for everyone, so it is going to be universal. The position size is also going to be universal. So if I do anything, if I get anything profit, anything in reference account, I'm going to get the same profit in some other account. Probably the slippage will be there. Yes, that is true. There will be a slight difference, but not a big difference at all. So a reference account, I keep it for portfolio stop loss. If portfolio stop loss is hit, I'm going to exit all the trades for all the claims.
Got it. Mahesh, go ahead.
Yeah, hi Jagan.
Yeah.
Hi Gordon. Thanks for hosting this. Actually, I'm also a software developer. Okay. I also work in NSC. I had developed capital market for NSC.
Right.
So I have also own algo. Okay, I developed in Python. So I have one question in that. So how you are managing your SL because of so for my algo I have whenever I place an order, that time the same time I will place SL order. Okay, in Zerodha, but sometimes what happen that SL won't get trigger, and due to which that problem I'm facing right at the moment. So how you are managing these things?
Okay, so there are two things. Okay, so when you place SL order, there are two things can happen. One is actually your SL may be or may not be triggered. That is the first issue. That is as part of the market can happen. Second thing, sometimes it has happened before. Your SL order can be cancelled from the exchange. It happened in the last year. I mean, how many people noticed it? I don't know. So for which what I have a SL database. Okay, so wherein this SL database for all the clients, I have a database. Okay, so once the SL is triggered, then only I will remove from the database. So my SL database is a permanent, and I don't mind about the SL which is there in the system. There is a SL in the system mainly to trigger my stop loss. If the stop loss is not triggered, 15 lakh, sorry, for every 15 seconds I do the polling. So what is polling? I'm going to check my database, SL is triggered or not. Okay, the price is jumping or not. So I have a huge list in my alert manager. Alert manager will have a SL database, and it will scan for whether SL jump is there, SL jump is there. By any chance, NSE is cancelling my stop loss. Okay, it happened last year, right? So your SL is completely removed. SL is completely removed. In such a cases, then your program will take care. Okay, for some reason either the SL is jumped or some reason the SL is cancelled. It is going to place the order again. So that's how I fix it. So I have alert manager, and alert manager is the only one thread which will manage for all the clients. So that is the solution for SL jump and SL cancellation.
Got it. Natarajan?
Thanks, Gordon. Hello, Jagan.
Yeah.
So since 2017, you have been doing only risk-defined strategies. I understand the benefit of that. I mean, during Black Swan events, we are saved, and the return on investment on risk defense strategies are also better than straddles or strangles. Is there any other reason for which you have selected taking only these other reasons than what I have mentioned?
No, no other reason. One is the risk, and other one is we are getting the margin benefit right now. So before that, when I was doing in 2018, there was no margin benefit. So the return was not so attractive, but right now we are getting the margin benefit and the return is very attractive right now. So we can do the risk taking strategy for these two reasons. Perfect.
Okay, Selva Balaji.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I'm not that type of technical person. I am actually office square. Currently I have a capital of 10 lakhs. Can I go for any algo trading software or any algo trading company which offers software, sir? I'm not a techie person.
Okay, so I would say if your strategy is simple, actually, I don't recommend to write any programs. You can go with algo software. There are a number of algo software available right now. I think with 5paisa or IAFL, they give Blitz, Symphony Blitz, wherein you can do this most of your strategies. Okay, or else you can go with a lot of Algo Mojo, Algo Baba, which I haven't experienced, but there are a number of software vendors are available. You can try it. But I don't know personally all these softwares, but you can try it. I use my own. For simple capital, if you are not coming from technical background, if you don't have too much complicated system, then it is better to go with ready-made software available in the market.
Right.
Yeah.
Vamshi.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Jagan sir, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Sir, actually, I have one question. Will strategies? Let's say everyone say master one strategy. Like in option selling, we will master only straddles or strangle mostly. Whether it was adjustment or stop loss based. Will strategies? Live long. Work for a longer period. Like say stop loss based strategy. Let's say.
See, in long run, actually, okay. By theory, actually, you can say that actually anything can give loss in long run. But practically, when you sell options, in long run, rather than directions, you are going to make a profit only in DCA. So in long run, actually, you are going to make profit in option selling. There is no doubt about it. But I have a different opinion with respect to the straddle. Straddle in long run for positional, it is not giving much profit. That I have noticed. I said this in many social forums, even in workshop also I said this. Straddle, short straddle for positional, it is not going to give a profit. Though it is giving a profit, the drawdown is very high. So avoid straddle in positional, and you can take a straddle in intraday. There is a higher time decay. When you sell options, positional with the weekly, always better to sell from the Tuesday. Friday and Monday are not so attractive. By the backtesting, the decay is also not there. And moreover, as I said before, it is going to be trending there. So these are some of the directions, some of the key elements you should take care. Positionally, don't do the straddle, so better to do with the strangle. And intraday, you can do strangle or straddle, whichever you like. With the stop loss you can do. In long run, it is going to work.
Okay. Satish.
Hi, Jagan, and hi, Gordon, for hosting this space. A quick question.
Yeah.
I'm using my own algo to manage intraday straddles. Now, the main issue which I'm facing is the slippages. The intended entry price or the intended exit price is not achieved, and we get a lot of slippage. Like, say, a certain condition is met, then the entry takes place. And when a certain condition is met, I exit from that straddle and entirely take a different straddle, or I exit one leg and trail one leg or something like that. So the slippage is the biggest problem which I'm facing, because I enter at market price and exit at market price. So and the secondly, I have heard about the execution algos which say we enter, uh, I enter with a limit price, and I will check every 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 15 seconds whether that price is whether it is filled or not. Then I'll revise it, And so what do you suggest? I should go ahead and code with this execution algo thing, or entering into the market price is the only best solution which you suggest? Because execution algos also, if we keep on revising the limit price, then I think we can get a bigger slippage also. So
Yeah,
what
yeah,
do you suggest?
true. Execution algo will reduce your slippages, but it cannot avoid the slippages. Number one. Number two, rather than doing the execution algo, it is better to follow some other model. First, you need to understand actually why the slippage is coming. The slippage is coming when there is less liquidity in the market. Okay, so number one, or else actually you are putting so much volume. So there also actually you will get a lot of slippages. Okay. When you execute any strategy at 916 and 917, okay, so most people will test and stock market or some other place. They will say 916 is giving attractive return, so we can execute 916. But the reality is 916, you will get a more slippages. 916 and 917. First, if you have any entries at 916 or 917, you should remove it. That is the first step you should do. Otherwise, you will get a lot of slippages. Number one. Number two, I'm talking about entry slippages. Okay. Number two, when you have so much of capital, when you do the huge volume, probably you are going to slice it. Okay. So 10 lots, because I'm going to trade for 20 lots for my capital. Okay, so I generally do 3 slices. Okay, 3 seconds, 1 second each actually I do. So when I execute for 50 clients, I take 30 seconds to execute my strategies. Otherwise, my slippages will come to 4 or 5 rupees in Bank Nifty. Third one, never execute in the round number. Okay, so I don't execute in the round number 920 or 930. You may choose 929 30 seconds, because the round number many people are trying to execute. So first one is do not enter at 916 and 917. Second thing is actually do not put all your volume into single at one go. Actually, don't go for it. Slice your order. Don't go more than 10 seconds. Don't go more than 10 lots at single instance. That is number two. And third thing is, when you put a stop loss, I recommend always put a stop loss limit order. I put a very tight stop loss limit order. Okay, and my algo is not triggered, then my stop loss is not triggered, then my algo will catch it and then trying to execute. So it looks better than the execution algo for me. And moreover, every system will have a boundary. So intraday 920 straddle, can I do with 1,000 crores? It is not possible. Okay, so every system will have a boundary. So when I was executing this 920 straddles 1 year before, okay, so I was getting 90% of my backtesting results. When my capital is increasing, I'm able to capture only 80%, 70%. Right now, I'm able to capture only 65% of my backtesting results. So now I am forced to look for some other system. So every system will have a boundaries. You cannot do the unlimited. We cannot bring the unlimited capital with any system. Then Mukesh Ambani will not do the business at all. He will put all 1 crore or 10 lakh crore to one strategy, 920 strategy. He will make money. So what I'm planning right now, actually, I'm planning to make my basket sizes to 25 lakhs, and I'm going to move some of my strategies to the weekly positional. As I said before, I will not put more than 25% of my capital into weekly positional, because to my system, how much slippages I can afford, that much I have seen in 920 strategy. Either I'm not efficient in handling the slippages, or else the 920 strategy, whatever I'm running it, actually this is the max cap. So I'm running close to 40 CR, maybe another 10 CR I can do, 50 CR I can do, which I will achieve in another 1 or 2 months. So with that, you need to define your boundaries. You need to make sure that actually do not enter when there is a less slippages. If the capital is so high, you need to slice it and have an algorithm, efficient algorithm or execution algorithm to control your slippage. And if your capital is very high for the system, then allocate some portion of capital to different systems. These are the options you have to control your slippage.
Yeah. Jagan, we'll take the last 2 questions.
Yeah. Cool.
Ranjit, go ahead. Ranjit or Satyavel, go ahead.
Hi, Jagan.
Hi.
I'm an intraday option seller. I do only intraday straddles.
Okay.
But off late from mid of September, due to the volatility, the ROI per month has reduced significantly compared to the first 3 quarters of 2021 and to the previous year,
Hello,
comparing to
Jagan,
the
can you hear me?
previous year. And in your
Hello,
YouTube
Jagan,
videos, you have
can you hear me?
constantly told us that this volatility has to reduce in the coming months, but unfortunately, that has not happened. And
Hello.
even you have
I
off late
hope I'm
started
audible.
doing intraday as well as positional put together. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
So can you get my
Sorry.
question, because there is some crosstalk?
One second.
Gordon, Gecko,
Yeah,
can you
I think
hear me?
Raj Tilak.
Can you maybe put a mark or something? I'm not
Raj
able to
Tilak.
hear anybody else. I'm sorry. But okay, nevertheless, I just had one question. I mean, two questions for Jagan.
So
One is that
Raj Tilak.
so on an
Raj
intraday
Tilak.
strategy, do you follow any technicals like?
Sorry, I think I had to just remove him. I think he was cross talking. Saktivel, sorry.
Saktivel, go ahead. Yeah.
So Jagan sir, were you able to get my question, because there was a lot of interruption?
Yeah, I got it. Okay, so
And one more thing is, even off late you have started doing positional as well as intraday straddles, both put together. Prior to which you were mainly into intraday. And my last question is, off late people have started talking about re-entry due to the volatile nature of the market. The stop loss gets triggered, again the market reverses, so people are trying to re-enter the straddle. So what is your take on that?
Okay, so
And what is the future of intraday straddles going forward?
okay. As I said, actually, every system will have a boundary. So I can't say that actually, yeah. All selling strategies will work in long run. There is no doubt. The only problem is the drawdown. What is the drawdown you are going to take it? That is the only part. See, since September, it is evident that actually the market is highly volatile. But keep in mind that December has given a fantastic return, fantastic return in meanwhile. And whenever we are in trouble, right? So we used to feel that actually we are the first person actually seeing this problem. That is a human psychology. But unfortunately, this high volatile V shape, it happened in the last year as well. So this is not a first time. So there will be a setback period wherein actually your stop loss will be hit and you will be in a trouble. So all this trouble, I don't know how long it will continue, but in the long run, actually, all these strategies will work. So that's what I can say that. But this period is not really a bad period. Of course, the return was not so attractive, but it is not really a bad period according to the backtest. Some days are really bad, but according to the backtest, it is not a real bad period.
Okay.
What is the next question, Saktivel? You asked two questions, I remember.
Actually, sorry, I removed him in the sense I thought.
Okay.
So maybe we'll just take the last question, Jagan, from Dhananjay.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
Dhananjay, go ahead.
Dhananjay, he did not enable the mic.
Okay, no worries. So Raj Tilak, sorry, I had to remove you earlier because now you can go ahead.
Yeah, right now, yes.
I still ask my questions. So one question was regarding your intraday strategy, like for a trailing stop loss or anything, or even for a directional view or something like that. Do you follow any kind of technicals like say pivots or VWAP or EMA and things like this, right? Just to understand if there is any technical being used as part of an intraday strategy, right? So this is one question. Second thing, I'm also relatively new to the markets, about 1 year. I have some experience, I mean, theoretical experience and things like that, but I don't think it matters in the markets. So my main question was the use of ratio spreads. Do you think that would be a better way to start, assuming for people who have a smaller capital, rather than going with say short strangles and straddles and things like that, as it would be a much safer bet? Your opinion on these things, right? Thank you.
Ratio spread in weekly actually it is not recommended. Okay, so ratio spread is also a risk and defense strategy according to me. And monthly you can do, rather than ratio spread, I would recommend a butterfly, or you can do the
Gordon Gecko, I can't hear anybody, so if you can cut me off, it'd be better, please. Thank you. Sorry.
Sorry, Jagan, you complete your answer. No.
Okay. So ratio spread actually it is not aggressible with weekly options. Either you can go with the butterfly, either in weekly or monthly, number one, because ratio spread is also risk and defense strategy. So to answer this question, yes. And I follow any technical or any price action? We have nothing for intraday short settle. For trend following, I do. Yes, trend following that I do with the Nifty future. That is for investment. That is purely on technical. It is not based on anything else.
Yeah, great. Jagan, I think there are so many questions. I think we can continue this for the whole night, and we'll still not be over. Yeah. So,
Maybe
but
last
yeah, I
question we
mean,
can take it, Gordon, if anybody is willing. Yeah.
okay. Let me just see who is someone who is not yet asked. I think. Okay. Make money work. Go ahead. One last question. I don't know if he's asking. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hello. Hi, sir.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, sir. Good evening.
Yeah. Hi.
Yeah, my name is Vijay Kumar. So my question is, what should be the ideal statistics for intraday straddle, sir? Now, I'm talking about what should be the win-loss ratio, and then what should be the 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 expectancy ratio of an ideal strategy for intraday straddle.
Generally speaking, with intraday short settle, if you are mixing a lot of strategies, your success rate may be close to 65%. And after all the cost, slippages, your ICT, stamp duty, everything, if you are getting 500 to 600 rupees per lot with bank Nifty, and Nifty also saying it is a good system. That's what I would say that. But your drawdown should not go more than 10% of the capital. It is better to follow that system. And you don't need to mind about expectancy. You don't need to worry about the NDV as long as you are getting good return. And then 10% is a max yield, you can keep it. Yes, that is
Hmm.
I'm saying
Okay.
very, very defensive. Okay, if you are getting 1,000 rupees or 1,200 rupees, it's good per lot. But even you get 500 rupees, 600 rupees after the slippages, the operation cost, good system. Because
Yeah.
the trend following Nifty, most people are trying to get the same 600 or 700 rupees after the cost. Most people in intraday. Okay, for positional the number will be different, but for intraday this is the number.
Yeah. Okay, great. So, Jagan, I think we have reached the end of our discussion, and I really thank you, Jagan, for you've really sort of been so elaborate in all your responses and given very detailed answers.
Yeah, thank you.
And there are, obviously, I mean, there are so many more people who want to ask question, but maybe I can request them to take this offline, and maybe they can DM you,
Yeah.
or they can. I don't know if your DM is open, but if not, they can. Yeah, no worries. So maybe we can just host another space with you sometime
Right.
again. Yeah, but thank you, Jagan. Thank you very much, and
Right.
really, you have been a great guest. So I just wish you continue to stay so you're so humble and down to earth, and you continue. I hope you continue to stay like that, and wish you all the success, Jagan, in trading,
Thank you. Thank
and
you so much.
and may you reach your 100 crore goal soon.
Thank you. It's always
But
good to connect with the people there, right? So I got a
yeah,
lot of ideas from a lot of folks, and I hope some of the people would have got at least 1% of the knowledge, whatever I said. Actually, then it
yeah,
would be
yeah.
great.
No, I'm sure that's the case.
Right.
So thank you, Jagan, and have a
Yeah.
great weekend and have a great trading week ahead. Yeah.
Welcome. Thanks
Thank
for everyone joining, and we see you in another space. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagan. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining, and
Sure.
wish you all a great weekend. Bye.